Sending unsolicited direct messages to girls on social media is one of the cringiest things known to mankind. And I know that because it's something I have done in the triple digits. I tried about 100 different techniques back when I was really into this, but my go-to strategy once I got more comfortable was this method where I would send a picture of Stephen Curry, the basketball player, and in the picture he's tying up his shoes, right? And underneath the picture would be a caption that read, "Prepares to shoot for your DMs." Then I would send a second picture where he's going for a three-pointer, and the caption reads, "Takes the shot." So now, if I'm lucky, the girl will respond with a picture or a GIF where the ball's going in the basket, and they'll be like, "He shoots, he scores." And that's when I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I did it. I made her laugh. She likes me. She really likes me." And after that, I ask for the girl's phone number and get ghosted. See, for an attractive woman, a DM from a random guy they barely know is the equivalent of spam email. They get so many messages from their simps that yours will be immediately dropped to the bottom of her inbox the exact second that you hit send. And when she does open your message weeks later, it will be to clown you in front of her friends. I promise you women do this because I've seen it. They'll sit in a group and take turns showing each other their DMs, and every time they open one, they're like, "Tee-hee, look how down bad this goober is. Oops, I left him on red." And it's one thing if they're keeping these messages confined to their little social circle, but it gets even worse when you see them post screenshots of your thirsty-ass DM onto their story, which is exactly what happened to me. Now, this story is not for the faint of heart. I'm not kidding when I say this. This event was the direct trigger that made me go MGTOW for about a year. My MGTOW phase is a story for another video, but I'm letting you know that that's how bad this shit was. It all started the first week of summer after I finished sophomore year in college. One of my high school friends had just come back to town. He was going to school out of state, but now he was on break too, so the two of us started hanging out again. For context, this dude was the exact stereotype of the frat boy who wants to fuck anything that moves. He's one of those guys who will run up to you and be like, "Yo, bro, I just fucked this bitch, man. I swear before God, bro. Look at this picture, bro. That's my dick in her ass, bro. I have sex, bro." Needless to say, he was a horny individual. So whenever I was with him, he'd be swiping on Tinder. He'd be sending Instagram DMs ad nauseum. I remember I used to watch this pickup artist on YouTube named TripAdvice. He has 1 million subscribers, but barely gets any views now. But this motherfucker said on a video that you need to create a schedule for talking to women that you need to follow 10 times a week. I'm not joking. He actually said this.
What I want you to do is I want you to be making a schedule to be able to go out and approach women and talk to women as much as you can, okay? Do that 10 times in a week. If you can't do it 10 times in a week, don't continue to the next step until you do. Once you can accomplish that 10 times in a week, we go to the next step, okay?
And my friend had a fucking schedule where he was DMing women 10 times every hour of every day. This man took the whole numbers game thing to the next level. So because he spam approached online and combined that with cold approach, he was seeing decent results. I know what you're thinking. This guy isn't a Chad in the face, but he's not sub 5, in my opinion. He's got a slight negative canthal tilt that takes him down a point, but he's thug maxed. He has tattoos. He talks a certain way that makes him sound hood, and he sells weed. So this guy fits a niche that appeals to girls who are looking for dark triad traits, if you want to call it that. Long story short, I saw him getting results, and I wanted a piece of the pie. So I decided to follow his example, at least when it came to sliding in the DMs. I made sure my Instagram had the most extravagant pictures of myself that I could take. I had a photo of me skydiving. I had a photo of me at a music festival. There was also one where I was vacationing in Las Vegas. Sure, my face looked the same way it always looks, but I was showing the best version of myself that I could possibly show. And I'm sending message after message, sometimes doing that basketball shit that I mentioned earlier, and sometimes switching it up with different approaches. Now, when you're getting ignored and rejected by the girls you DM, it sucks, of course, but the shit that I'm about to tell you sent me into the fucking red pill rage state. So, we all know that when you flop with a girl, people are gonna come out of the woodwork and say, just get back out there, bro. It's a numbers game, bro. Approach 100 women a day. You know, when you approach over 100 women, period, you become numb. After a while, I just started typing these messages on autopilot. I'd send some clever pickup line to one girl, copy it, and then paste it into a chat with another. Now here's where I fucked up. When I messaged these chicks, I never checked to see if there was any follower overlap. Because like I said, women talk. You ask out one girl, then she tells all her friends about it. If they're showing each other the DMs they get from guys, they're going to see you hitting on both of them and be like, wait, this guy messaged you too? And I got caught. I DM'd two girls who were friends, and they screen recorded each of their phones, scrolling through my chat logs with them, and posted that publicly to their story. And in those chats, I'm copy pasting the same responses to each of them because I can't be bothered to fully commit to a genuine conversation just to get ghosted again. I once spent 4 hours on the phone with a girl only for her to delete my number and pretend like she didn't know me after she saw my face. So, of course, I'm not going to court one female at a time. No reason to. Hell yeah, I'm gonna follow that abundance mindset crap that dating coaches want you to live by. So, these two girls are exposing me for being this sleazebag who's playing girls. And at that point, I was like, fuck, you can't win, man. You know, being a nice guy doesn't work. Being a bad boy gets you in trouble. And trying to get out there and meet people online gets you put on blast for hundreds of their friends to see. When I saw them posting Instagram stories at the exact same time, I was on my lunch break at my job, and I felt the nerves setting in. So I opened both of their stories, and I'm like, ah, shit. You know, in the moment, it felt terrible, but I feel like I could have recovered back into my abundance mindset had the second part of this not happened. After watching those stories, I put my phone away and went back to wage slaving for the rest of the day. When I leave work, though, I notice that I'm getting notifications for this group chat that I'm in with people from my college who I would consider to be my friends. There's at least 10 to 20 people in this group. It's been kind of dormant since the last day of school, because keep in mind, this is like the beginning of the summer, like first week of summer. But all of a sudden, this extinction level event message pops up. And of course, it's the fucking obese, green-haired art major girl putting this out there for everyone to see. She wrote, "Hey you," she said my name, "this is a r/call out." No kidding, she used the fucking Reddit terminology. "Why are you talking to girls from my high school? That's creepy." And I was like, what the fuck? Now, the two girls that she was referring to were the ones who posted those stories. Yeah, they had just graduated from high school, and I could tell because they had their graduation year in their bio, and they posted about it, right? So, me being 18 at the time, even though I technically was a few grades ahead due to my situation starting school earlier than most kids, didn't see a problem with talking to two other 18-year-olds who happened to be graduating seniors. And even in a scenario where they would have had late birthdays, let's say, 17 is legal where I live, so I wasn't doing anything wrong. So knowing that, do you think it's fair for this girl who has absolutely nothing to do with the situation to run around suggesting to people that I'm a fucking pedophile? You know, the people in the group saw what she said. They saw the words high school, and they all freaked out because why wouldn't you, you know? A high school student could be 18, but she could just as well be 13 or 14, so it sounds terrible. And after that happened, I got scared as fuck. I didn't know if people were going to report me to the school. I didn't know if someone was going to call the police. Was I going to get kicked out and disowned by my parents, go to jail? I didn't know. I felt miserable. I spent a year talking to girls at my college, flopping with each and every single one of them. Then I started direct messaging girls from other colleges. That flops. Then I'm like, fuck, anybody who is an adult who lives in my area is what I'll go for. And then this shit happens, and I become sick of it all, man. People will have the audacity to tell you that you don't have a girlfriend because you didn't try hard enough. This is the end result of trying as a sub 5. Getting rejected over and over is one thing, but to have your reputation almost destroyed beyond repair is when you realize enough is enough. I was frustrated. Over that summer, I went through the goddamn red pill rage because I found Sandman on YouTube, and I went through like a 3-month MGTOW binge on YouTube. And that whole summer, I didn't DM a single fucking person after that happened. So the next time you slide in the DMs, especially like the DMs of someone that you don't really know, really think about what the consequences may be. Because all it takes is one dumb text message you send without thinking to ruin your life. It's over. Like, you're screenshotted and caught in 4K. You see it every day with these celebrities and content creators getting exposed for saying actual weird and predatory shit over direct messages on social media. But, if you're unattractive, if you're an unattractive male saying anything to a female online, regardless of age, you are going to be placed in the creep category. So don't slide into the DMs unless you also want to slide into online ridicule and allegations that could ruin your entire life.